folks, hope you're okay today. I just want to talk to you about Martin Heidegger. In the next week or two, maybe next week sometime, I'll probably do a Google Hangout looking at Martin Heidegger's work called Being in Time. And it's a very important work in philosophy. So I'll probably look at it next week sometime. So if anybody's around and wants to talk about Heidegger's Being in Time, come and join me. Probably around about Wednesday evening next week, not this week. Okay. But Martin Heidegger was an influential philosopher of the 20th century, and recently, over the last year or so, his notebooks, philosophical notebooks, have begun to be printed, and they've only recently come to light. Now, what's interesting is Martin Heidegger had a massive influence on continental philosophy in the 20th century. And these notebooks that have come to light recently, quite a few scholars have tried to stop the publication of these notebooks. And the reason is because the whole of his notebooks, there are a variety of comments that he makes that it makes it clear that he was anti-Semitic. What's interesting is scholars try to hush it up, try to keep it quiet, but they have now come to light, and scholars are debating about the significance of those notebooks. The point that I want to make is this: is that continental philosophy prides itself on its various discourses, and yet at the heart of it has been riddled anti-Semitism, which basically brings continental philosophy into disrepute. So basically, the whole Western intellectual enterprise in Europe in the 20th century has basically been a farce, because it was built on a lot of the ideas of Martin Heidegger. Now, the argument might come, well, just because Martin Heidegger was anti-Semitic, well, we can look at his philosophy and still gain something from his philosophy. That may be so, but you have to question the achievements of Western philosophy in the 20th century when at the heart of it was anti-Semitism. You have to put a question mark over what on earth was going on. And it shows how intellectually dishonest the intellectual world is that doesn't follow God, because some scholars have tried to suppress and tried to stop the debate on this issue of Martin Heidegger and his anti-Semitism. And I'll leave you with that. I'm going to be doing Martin Heidegger's Being in Time next week on Wednesday probably, and I'll be also looking at his life and thought as a whole. I'll be looking at his anti-Semitism. In what way has it manifested itself? Did it manifest itself? And I'll be looking at Being in Time and the whole history of Heidegger, and also the history of the philosophical scholarship on Heidegger up to the present time. So if you're interested in that, I'll see you next week. Alright, take care and God bless.